Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother Yahweh Call from Great Millstone, Orlando. And I'm just back with this video here that I came across, an apparent Evite basically breaking down how, which we should all know and understand by now, the simple fact that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, first and foremost, how he's dealing with his men, all right? He's dealing with the man, strictly with the men, all right, directly with the men, all right, pursuant to the natural order of things. Of course, you got Yahweh, and all things are done through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. And from there, of course, you got the man, the woman, and then the children. But of course, everything in this society being upside down, all the foundations of this earth, this world, everything is out of course. All right. And this is why we see the state of the world that it's in today. All right. Mainly when it comes to the household structure, specifically with so-called Black and Hispanic homes. All right. And, just the fact that, again, the structure is nothing but chaos, all right, dysfunction, all right, destroyed homes, which was all strategically set up by the so-called white man, all right. And, we're in a time now where truth is out there and people are starting to see and understand. And it's bad when you've got women, out of all people, calling these things out, pointing out the obvious. It's bad when you have women, out of all people, calling out other women. All right. After years of running amok, and not being held accountable, right? Like I said, it's bad when you have women calling out other women, especially so-called Black women calling out other so-called Black women. All right. But nevertheless, like I said, I got this video here, and we're just going to dissect this video through the Spirit. So without rambling and without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. And this is just for educational purposes. I'm not making any type of monetary gain off of this.
Ladies, whether you want to believe it or not, men are the prize. Now, there's thousands of reasons why men are the prize, and there's a lot of supporting facts as to why men are truly the prize. But I'm going to give you guys just a few just so you can understand where I'm coming from. One of the reasons that we can start off with is just the simple one: supply and demand. There are groups of women out here that fight over and also share men. You show me a group of men that have to fight over women and also share their women.
So let's start with that. First and foremost, like she said, supply and demand. Even the so-called white man, even his so-called, science, his research, even he puts it out there, the numbers when it comes to the ratio of men and women. All right, and you can look it up, for yourselves, just concerning the ratio between men and women. In fact, there's a lot more women than men there's far more women in the society than there are men, which that's not a coincidence, because by nature, men are supposed to have more than one wife, more than one woman. All right. And that's just the nature of things, Even in the animal kingdom, um, you you've got the the male lions, with multiple lionesses. The hen has multiple chicks, and so on and so forth. Like I said, nature itself tells you that. You know, and again, by nature, men, you know, uh, understand this. Because you see the whole thing with this whole, um, happy wife, happy life. One wife, white picket fence, American nightmare. It never works out for Israelites in general. Hell, for the most part, it doesn't even work out for Esau. You know, but it for damn sure doesn't work out for Israelites, because that's just an unnatural habitat for an Israelite. All right. As the scriptures say, we have no continuing city, right? But we seek one to come. All right, because this is not our rest. All right, so this whole image that Esau, the so-called white man, tries to put out there, as far as, again, just monogamy and, like I said, just the whole white picket fence, that whole American nightmare, it's an unnatural habitat, for an Israelite. All right. But going back into it, let me grab this real quick. In Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right, because throughout the scriptures, Yahweh Bashemel Shah, he compares his men, um, more precious than fine gold. All right, that's how precious and special, and not only that, but rare when it comes to a man of the Lord is. Because when you coming across fine gold, all right, not just any type of gold, but fine gold within itself, all right, which is it's a rare commodity. Gold is a rare commodity within itself, but the rarest piece of gold, all right, that's definitely something, very far few in between. All right. Like I mentioned, again, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right. Which there's you can get deeper into it, going into the golden wedge of Ophir, but just trying to keep it sweet and simple. Again, like I said, the Lord compares his men more precious than fine gold. All right. Like I said, coming across gold is rare in itself, but the finest of the finest, that's very far few in between, being far few in between. All right. That's far few in between and being far few in between, if that makes sense. All right. Again, just showing you again, it's rare. All right. It's more than rare. All right. Because again, Esau puts it out there himself. You can look it up yourself. Just as far as the numbers and how women outdo men, or they far outdo men. All right. There's far more women to society than there are men. All right. And that's not by accident. All right. That's not by accident whatsoever. And there's another precept that came to mind, but let's go ahead and play some more of this, because like the Eve said, with that being said, the fact that first and foremost, with the supply and demand, all right, the less of something, the more rare it is, the more special it is. All right, you see, that's why brothers and I'm talking about brothers in the truth, all right? Because, again, the fact that you have it to where men are already there's more women and men to society than as it is already. Again, a man of the Lord, a man of Yahweh Shema Shai's value is about to skyrocket even more. The fact that most of these dudes are moles as it is. All right. A lot of these dudes are locked up. All right. In the upcoming times, the upcoming days, the Lord's gonna be offing, deleting a lot of these dudes. These Pookies and Ray Rays. All right. A lot of these women are gonna end up becoming widows. Right. So again, that's gonna make because again, there's already a scarcity of men as it is. Make no mistake about it. Just because for the most part, everyone is compacted in these cities like sardines. Make no mistake about it. Again, there's far more women than there are men. All right. And the fact that, like I said, but the death rate, the death toll that's getting ready to be out here, the Lord's going to be offering a lot of these dudes out here. Again, that's just going to show forth the scarcity of the men of the Lord even more. All right, like I said, the skyrocket of the demand for the supply is going to be even more, more greater, more higher. So again, brothers' value is about to skyrocket even more, because as the scriptures say, we have these treasure in earthen vessels. All right. You hopefully elect brothers. You are the high currency. It's just not seen yet. Your value is just not valued yet. You're already valuable. All right. You're already the most valuable thing out here. It's just not valued yet. People don't see it. See our value yet. But it's coming. All right. So, I read that. So let's play some more.
Also, thousands of videos of 80% of women wanting to be with 10% of men. So look at it as this. Even if those 10% of men was to marry all the women, there'll still be millions of women by themselves lonely. As I've said before, men hold the key to relationships and marriages. Us as women only give access to sex. With men holding the key to relationships, it also comes with a few things. It comes with masculinity, it comes with resources, and it also comes with the ability to provide, which is some of the few things that women look for from a man. That's my opinion. I believe men are the prize. So stop asking these men what can they bring to the table. If anything, bring a resume with you and tell him why he should pick you over thousands of women.
Yeah. Well said, And, I mean, this can be broken down a million and one ways, but like I said, just to keep it short and sweet and simple. Like she mentioned, the man, he holds the key to, a successful relationship, a functioning household, which, like I said in the beginning, that's why strategically Esau, the so-called white man, he strategically, which was all of the Lord first and foremost, all right, because Esau, he's not so bright, he's not bright at all, but nevertheless, this was all done strategically and taking the man out the household, and like I said earlier, this is why specifically in so-called Black and Hispanic households, it's nothing but dysfunction, chaos, broken homes, because there's no structure, grab this. I'm gonna grab this and I think that's Matthew. Yeah, Matthew 12. Matthew 12. Bear with me. Bear with me. Matthew 12, in verse Matthew 12 and 29. It says, or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. You see, and what do the scriptures say? Matter of fact, let me get it. Let me get it real quick. Because this is what the so-called white man has done. All right, taking the backbone out of the households. You see, and that's why we see everything upside down. All right. The scriptures talk about there's a crying for wine in the streets. All right, and a part of that crying for wine, that languishing, we see these women crying on the internet, where are the good men at? It's hard dating in my 30s and dating in my 40s. And, you got women on the internet crying because they're in their 30s and in their 40s, way past their prime. Wondering why no one wants to take them, why no man wants to take them serious, why no man wants to marry them, take them serious, because these women are feeling that squeeze, they're feeling that pressure, they're feeling that reproach, right? This is why, like the Eve was saying, women fighting, the majority of women, they're fighting for that small percentage. All right. Now, a real high value man, according to this society, is different from a high value man is different from a real high value man. A real high value man is a man of Yahweh Shemal Shai. All right. Not like I said, you got your so-called high value men, which they would consider the small percentage. You have to make a certain amount of money, right? Clean shaved face, and it's a worldly image. All right. But all that shit's not going to mean anything when it's all said and done. Brother said it this past Saturday, because for the most part, we don't fit into this world, so you don't see brothers getting clean, getting the razor cuts, getting the edge ups, and all that bullshit, that effeminate bullshit. I kind of stopped doing that even before I found out that we're not supposed to be doing that shit regardless, because it's just real feminine. These dudes, man, they're shaving the designs and doing all that stupid shit with the eyebrows and shit. Got grown men, so-called grown men, out here dyeing half their hair and shit, to look pretty, look like a bunch of pretty boys. We don't look the part, like the brother said on the past Saturday, for the most part, brothers ain't cute. Some brothers are under 6 foot, a lot of brothers are under 6 foot, whatever the case may be, but you see, with all that being said, none of that's gonna mean shit when that time comes. And like I said, brothers value is sought for. All right, because all this pretty boy shit, like I said, the Lord's gonna be smoking a lot of these dudes out here, man. And a woman, she ain't gonna be looking for no pretty boy, no 6-pack. No, man, it's gonna be a thing of protection. A woman, she's gonna want that protection. Because like I said, man, these women, they're feeling that squeeze, man. They're feeling that reproach. And this is why, pursuant to Isaiah 4:1, these women are going to be seeking a man to take away that reproach, that had this in Sirach 36. Sirach 36 and verse 24. I'm starting at 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. And, touching on this topic is like nails on a chalkboard for a lot of these women, because you've been put on this pedestal. You've been put on this pedestal. All right. Just puffed up in the head. The pride is at an all-time high. Like I said, it's bad. It's bad when you got other women, when you got women getting on other women. And it's real bad when you got so-called black women getting on other so-called black women. It's bad. So you women need to humble down. All right. But you're gonna find it out, because one thing about the Heavenly Father, He's not biased. He's no respecter of person. The majority of 2/3 consist of women, because again, statistics show, which again is no coincidence, there's a lot more women than men. Real quick, I'm gonna grab this. Ezekiel 9. And I'm gonna start at 4. And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Because you see, you got a lot of these, red pill guys. You got the whole red pill, blue pill movement. But you see, the scriptures are the ultimate red pill book. All right. That's why, for the most part, it's best for a woman to just say it frankly, shut the fuck up. All right, because for the most part, the scriptures don't really have a lot of pleasant things, nice things to say about women in general. Now you have different examples of certain women. All right. But that's just, a small select few. Overall, the scriptures don't really have a lot of nice things, so to say about women. All right. Like I said, that's why it's best, for the most part, for women to just shut the fuck up. All right. Because the scriptures are the ultimate red pill book. Hell, the kingdom of heaven is going to be as it says, a kingdom, the king's domicile. All right. The kingdom of heaven is going to be a real manly, masculine energy type of environment. Now that's not to say that, you women are going to be, locked up somewhere. Nah, man. You women are going to have your benefits. You're going to enjoy just as much. All right. You see, everything's going to be done in righteousness. You women are going to love it. In fact, in fact, we can't, because, the fact that, brothers are, have that manly spirit, that real stoic, austere spirit on them. We get called misogynist all the time, when that's quite the opposite. All right. We love women. We just hate the mindset that you're in right now. But an Evite in her right mind, that's something that we long for. Because like I just said here, part of our sign and crying, because a lot of issues that brothers deal with, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, man, it comes from a woman in some form. You have a lot of these dudes locked up in some way, shape, form, or fashion because of a woman. A lot of dudes are in the grave because of a woman in some way, shape, form, or fashion. A lot of hell that brothers go through in some way, shape, form, or fashion, it comes from a woman in some form. So that is a part of our silent crying. We want to see you women, or you females rather, in your right mind, and you're going to be in your right mind. All right. Whether it be the easy way or the hard way, you're going to get right one way or the other. All right. And again, we can't wait to see it, man, because the pride, man, it's at an all-time high, but it mentioned a point here. Those that are sighing and crying, it mentioned the men. All right. To set a mark upon the foreheads of the men. Now, why didn't it mention the women as well? Because again, Yahweh Shemal Shai, he's dealing with his men, because it's all about the men. All right. And I always make the point, to be fair, to be balanced, because it's not to say that women don't have their roles. You women have important roles, especially if you're with a man and you have about your mouth shy. Your roles are important, all right, because you're supposed to be that pillar of rest. Brothers deal with a lot, and I put it to you like this, you know, just to show you how much hell that brothers go through, and you'll never know, you'll never understand. All right, it's like asking a man what it feels like to be pregnant. Ask a man what it feels like to give birth. As a man, a man is never gonna understand that feeling. So likewise, when it comes to a man of the Lord and what he has to deal with on all sides, all right, because brothers are vexed on all sides. That's not to say that you don't catch a hell, but you damn sure don't have it as nearly as bad as a man of the Lord does. So ask a man of the Lord how it feels. Is like asking a woman, as a man, asking a woman what it's like to give birth. A man is never gonna know or understand that feeling. So you'll never know. You'll never understand. But nevertheless, like I said, Yahweh Shema Shai, he is dealing with his men. All right. And that's just the natural order of things, And again, the kingdom of heaven is going to be a manly, masculine type of environment, just the same way. Well, not the same way, because in this society, man, everything's wicked, everything's turned upside down. But to get somewhat of a feeling, get somewhat of an understanding, this society is set up towards women, Yeah, everything in the society, everything in this world is set up, is geared towards women, and that's fair, So, hey, our time is coming, you women in particular have had your opportunity to play, to run around, do what you want, not be held accountable. Well, hey, it's our turn to play. All right, it's our turn. It's our turn, and in righteousness, if I may add. You see. But again, you got to pose a question: why did they mention just the men? To set a mark upon the foreheads of the men, because again, the Lord is dealing with these men. All right, first and foremost, why? Because men are the prize. All right, men are the prize. All right. Reading on to verse 5, and to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. So you see, the Lord, like I said, he's not biased. All right, women and children. All right, versus this society, the so-called white man, he tells you to have a bias towards you. Got to have a soft spot towards women and children. No, the Lord does not give a damn about none of that. All right, if you're wicked, you're gonna get got. The Lord's gonna deal with you. The Lord's gonna touch you. All right, from the old to the young, the Lord doesn't play. The Lord's not biased. All right, the Lord's not squeamish. All right. It said both maids and little children and women. So you see the fact that why did they mention the women twice? Another question you got to pose, because majority of these women are not going to make it. All right, the majority of these women, you're past the point of no return. All right, fortunately, unfortunately, you're past the point of no return. All right, it's going to be a lot of women. The Lord really has it out for a lot of these women out here, man. Because like I said, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, just to show you how much, when it comes to the order and how much the Lord respects the men over the women, even if you're, as a woman, let's say you're a woman, you're in the truth, all right, and you're dealing with a no good nigga, all right, dreadheads, weed smoking, just a no good 2/3, all right. And here it is, you're a sister, you're a woman, and you're in the truth, you're learning, you still have to subject yourself to that man, all right, even if he ain't right, all right, you still got to subject yourself to that man. That's still your husband. He's still your Lord at the end of the day, until the Lord either converts him or gets rid of him. Ultimately the Lord's going to deal with him, all right. But just goes to show you how much the Lord, how much he respects the man's authority over the woman's authority. Hey, even if you're dealing with a no good nigga, man, you still gotta respect that man. You still gotta, that's still your Lord. Going back to Sirach 36 in verse 24. Because this is the problem, there's no order. All right, but order is about to be reestablished, and you women are going to learn your place. You're gonna learn your roles, relearn your roles, and be in a possession, like I mentioned here in Sirach 36 and 24 again. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. And when it's all said and done, when all hell breaks loose, you women are gonna find out you're not Wonder Woman, you're not Gal Gadot. All right, you're not Superwoman. You women are gonna find that out. It don't matter how many, hours you spent taking karate classes. Y'all gonna find out that none of that shit's not gonna be nothing. All it takes is that one right demon. All right, to go upside your head, man. For you to become a spoil. Because you see, again, you women are feeling that lack of protection. All right, because especially the so-called black women. You're feeling that pressure, man. You're feeling that squeeze. Like I said, man, no man wants to deal with you, take you serious. Now you're on the internet crying, right? All these YNs out here, these young niggas, right? These mama's boys, right? Which these are the niggas that y'all raised, and that's the problem. Y'all are complaining about the niggas that y'all raised. You see, because hey, you fell for the poison from Esau Edom, a so-called white man, and now it's coming back to bite you in the ass. All right, and that's why, again, you want the man to take away that reproach, your reproach, that shame, because that's why, like I read in Ezekiel 9, all right, in order to be preserved from that judgment, those judgments that's coming, you're going to have to come up under the vibration. You're going to have to come up under the protection of a man of Yahweh Shema Shai. So again, it said, he that getteth a wife getteth a possession, a help like unto himself, in a pillar of rest. And you women are going to, like I said, relearn your roles and be in a possession. You're going to revert back to your natural roles and be in a possession. All right. Because it's a double standard in this society. It's a double standard, A woman, she cries about equal rights, and then she gets those equal rights. And then when it's time to be held accountable for those equal rights, all right, no, you revert back to your natural role in being a wife. All right, being a housewife, When they were talking about that draft, that mandatory draft for men and women, all right, the other, a couple of years ago or whatever, you had all type of women doing skits, coming out on the internet. Oh, I want to be a housewife. Like, no, when it's time to be, treated as such, all right, that's when you want to revert back to your natural role and be in a possession. All right, that's when you want to be a woman. You see, when it's time to be held accountable, and it's always a problem because, it's always a problem because here it is for the past 6 decades, it's been about the men. Men ain't shit. Men ain't this. Men ain't that. Men need to step up. Men this. Men being blamed for everything. But now over the years, you women have been held accountable, and you can't deal with it. You don't like it, because again, you've been able to, run around and run amok and not be held accountable. Well, now it's time to be held accountable, and it don't feel good. It don't feel good, does it? Because like they say, accountability is like kryptonite to women, because women, man, women have a very childlike mindset, and that's why women are not capable of, because like the evil saying here, when it comes to, certain of those responsibilities, and when it comes to the structure of a household, for the most part, women are not set up to be in positions of leadership. You see, this is why you have all these wannabe independent bad bitches, right? They look 10 years older than what they really are. They're supervisors on the job, because that's just not your lot. That's just, not your role, being in, handling stressful situations, being in basically warlike positions. That's not your role. That's not your lot. Again, that's why a lot of you women, you find yourself in that 3-bedroom apartment and you're by yourself with all them cats, right? With your little dog, right? You're just sitting there, you're watching Bad Girls Club, drinking your wine by yourself, and you wonder why. Stress the fuck out. Aging quicker, you looking older than what you really are. You wonder why. You'll find yourself. I guarantee you'll find yourself more at peace when you're playing your natural role and being a woman. All right. Because, you're taught in the society to fight against your nature. All right. What's a woman's nature? She wants to be at home. She wants to, cook and clean. All right. You want to be in subject to a man, but the fact that, again, you have these privileges. All right. You fight against your natural role. All right. You want to be a housewife and so on and so forth, but you've been given the opportunity to run amok. So you fight against your natural role. And that's why most of these women, they're through, like I said, man, crying on the internet, right? Where are the good men at? Walking right past your ass, because they don't want your ass. That's what it is. There's plenty of good men out here. They just don't want you. They just don't want to deal with you. Reading on to verse 25, it says, where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled, and he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. So you see, and you women are feeling that squeeze, like I said. Because as it just said, where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled. And you women, it's to the point, even these regular average ass niggas out here, man, they're not coming to your aid. That whole Captain Save a Whole spirit, man, more and more is going out the window. All right. These dudes are not coming to your aid. You damn sure don't come to a man of the Lord. All right. Because we ain't got nothing for you. At this point, it makes sense what Apostle Bar said, about how, because we could see it, man. I could see it. I'd have to agree. Because, a lot of you American women, man, are going to be put to death, A lot of you American women are going to be put to death, man. I can see, like Apostle Bar said, a lot of women that are going to be coming to brothers, man, in somehow, some way, shape, form, or fashion, man, they're going to be coming from overseas, man, I can see it, because a lot of you American women are going to be put to death. Like I said, you're too westernized, you're too far gone, past the point of no return. The scriptures talk about how, hey, man, you're gonna have, because one of the oldest professions in history, as they say, going back to prostitution, you're gonna have more of these, because you deal with a prostitute, man. She's honest, she's honest about herself, she's more humble, and she has a better chance of making it than a lot of you proud ass, pretty bitches, independent bitches, A lot of these prostitutes have a better chance of making it, because they're honest, and a lot of these, prostitutes and these women that are, put in these positions, these unfortunate positions, to actually try to make an honest living or whatever the case may be. Like I said, man, they have a better chance than a lot of you proud ass women, Again, a lot of you women, man, you don't want to come up under the protection of a man of Yahweh Shemon Shah, then hey, you're just gonna be without. You're not gonna have that hedge. You're gonna become a spoil. And again, you're feeling it already. You're feeling it. I don't know about you, you hopefully elect brothers. But I know I'm not. I know for sure I'm not speaking for myself, because I stay away from the so-called black woman. I just, I'll save it for the kingdom. That's just me. I know a lot of brothers love Eve. You know, a lot of brothers love that Southern Kingdom, but I just can't do it. You know, and even with that being said, Eve, man, the Southern Kingdom, she's the so-called black woman, man. She's been real nice. You know, she's been getting real nice. She's been getting real friendly over the years. You know, and I wonder why. I wonder why. You know, but yeah, man, women are feeling that squeeze, man. You know, because you have no hedge. You know, like I said, man, ain't no one coming to your aid. You know, ain't no Captain Save home, man. That spirit is going out the window. All right. And for damn sure when it comes to a man of the Lord, you know, because at this point, I know brothers, man, their brothers' tolerance are hella low. That's why, hey, pursuing the Isaiah 4:1, we will wear our own apparel, eat our own bread. Just let us be called by thy name. You women are going to have to come with something, man. You women are really going to have to humble down and show a brother something, you know, because brothers are not easily impressed at this point. You know, and at this point, man, brothers don't even care, you know, too much for Isaiah 4:1, and, you know, because we understand more and more, we understand the nature of you women, all right, and the baggage that's going to come with it, you know, and, you know, another hard pill to swallow, unfortunately for you women, you know, because, again, especially the fact that you come with other men's seeds, you know, you come with other men's children, you know, that's another thing in itself, you know, another baggage, extra baggage. You know, and brothers don't have time for that shit. So, you know, that's another thing to consider, you know. You come on with other men's children, all right? That's all the more excuse to be humble. And it's cold, because in society, a woman, she has multiple children by multiple men, you know, and somehow, like I said, man, brothers, we understand the nature of women, you know, and these women, they're just straight up delusional. It's almost... Not even. It's a scary thing, you know, to be that delusional. You know, to think, again, you think that adds value to you, to yourself. The fact that you have multiple children by multiple men. All right. Even if you don't have children, the fact that you've been, you know, conquered, you've been humbled by other men. You know, you think that adds value. You know, and it's just, and it's like the example, because to put it to where you women can understand, all right, it's like trying to sell a used car with 300,000 miles on it at a brand new price. You know, it's just like, really, like, no, man. You know, you women, like I said, you've been put on this pedestal, and you think you're worth more than what you are, man. You know, you women have really been devalued, you know. You've really been devalued, man. And, you know, I mean, again, it's a hard pill to swallow, but hey, you know, repent. All right. You know, just repent, you know. So yeah, that was it on that. Yeah, your women are feeling that squeeze, you know. You don't have no hedge, you don't have no protection, and no man's coming to your aid. This is why you have the regular Jake out here, man. They're going overseas to get them a feminine woman. You know, even with the Eve on screen here, you know, with all this, you know, I can't tell you if she's a good looking woman. You know, it looks like she's had, you know, certain procedures done on her face. You know, all that makeup. You see, brothers, like I said, brothers' tolerance is low. Is already low as it is, man. You know, brothers don't tolerate it a lot as it is. Especially when it comes to this makeup shit, you know, this is something I can't deal with. You know, I can't deal with it, man. You know, I know brothers can't deal with that makeup shit, you know. Going back to this, and Matthew 12 and 29. It says, or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his good, and then he will spoil his house. So you see, this is what's happened. All right. You know, you take the man out the equation, and now you just have chaos. All right, because the man, he's the one he's the foundation for, you know, establishing that structure. All right. You know, going back to Adam and Eve, who was in the transgressions first? Eve, she was in the transgression. All right. Satan didn't go to Adam. Well, why was that? Because hey, you know, Eve, the scripture says she's the weaker vessel. All right, you know, and that's how Esau operates. He's going to attack the weakest link. All right, that's why, you know, that spirit, you know, because it mentions Esau. Well, you know, that it mentions that serpent, you know, which is a full-blown dragon now with pursuing the revelation. All right. But it started out as that serpent, but way back in the garden, that's that same conniving spirit, all right, that's in Esau, Edom today. All right, wasn't no snake, nowhere in, you know, nowhere in the scriptures does it mention there was a snake on a tree, you know, that presented an actual apple to Eve. There's nothing in this, nowhere in the scriptures does it tell you that, you know. But basically, that doctrine that serpent presented to Eve, going into what we see today, feminism, right? Anything you can do, I can do better type shit, you know. You know, pretty much that whole feminism doctrine, man. You know, that was what was presented to Eve back in the garden. All right, like I said, it didn't mention nowhere that Eve ate an apple. Nah, man. You know. But nevertheless, you know, the serpent, he didn't go to Adam. He went to Eve. You know, because Eve is the weaker vessel. You know, she doesn't have that type of thinking capacity. You know, Eve, she needs to be led, man. You know, Eve, you need someone to you know, basically make decisions for you, because again, man, you just don't possess the thinking capacity, man. You know, you really don't. You know, it's not to sound mean or anything, but it's just the truth. Like I said, brothers, you know, and like I said, man, overall, the truth is out there. You know, men in general just starting to see and understand the nature of women. You know, like I said, man, it's bad, and it's bad when women are calling out other women, and you know it's extra bad. You know it's real bad when you got so-called black women calling out other so-called black women, man. You know it's bad. You know. But yeah, Eve, you know, feeling that squeeze, you know, and this is why, again, pursuing the Isaiah 4, a woman going to be coming run to a man of Yahweh Shema Shai, a man that has his head on his shoulder, right? When, again, all hell is breaking loose, right? You know, Eve, she's going to flock to that, all right? And she's going to be begging the man of the Lord to take away that reproach, that shame, because at this point, it's sad to say, but, you know, you women, for the most part, man, you know, you don't really bring anything to the table, you know. You don't, for the most part, bring any type of value, man. You know, you unfortunately, you're really not good for anything at this point, other than just, you know, being used and abused, and then it's just like on to the next, you know. But again, the when it comes to, you know, getting boxed, man, boxers everywhere, you know. So what, again, like the Eve posed a question, what do you bring to the table? You know, what do you bring to the table? What's your resume look like? Because, hey, you know, you gonna come with a fat ass don't mean nothing, you know. Now, make no mistake about it, brothers have preferences, but like I said, man, brothers, we're so beyond this shit, you know. We're so past the looks and the glamour and, you know, all that bullshit, man. You know, what do you bring to, what can you do for me? How can you further my enterprise? You know, like the Eve said, man, hey, what does your resume look like? You know, what can you add to my enterprise? What value can you bring? Because like I just read earlier, you know, being that pillar of rest, all right, you know, how can you add to what I've got going on? It's not the other way around. All right. It's not the other way around. You know, every brother has their saying, because, you know, the saying, happy wife, happy life. Right. Which that's been nothing but bullshit. All right. Because I say this all the time. You know, you can give a woman the world, Pluto, Mars, and the sun. It still won't be enough. It'll never be enough. You know. That's why it's just best for a woman to just, you know, sit back, be quiet, and just subject yourself to a man of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You know, a man that has your best interests at heart. All right. You know, because with that, he's going to take care of me. He's going to look out, man. Like I said, it sounds worse than what it is because you look at it from a Western type of mindset, a Western type of perspective. All right. But you subject yourself to a man of the Lord. All right. Hey, you know, he's going to have your best interests at heart and he's going to look out, man. He's going to take care of you, man. You know, and in a sense, it is slavery, you know. But again, you can't, you know, look at it from a Western, because it sounds worse than what it is, you know. Y'all talk about slavery. Well, listen, we're slaves for Yahweh, man. And we love it. You know, the Lord has our best interests at heart. You see, the Lord has our best interests at heart. We love it. You know, we're slaves to the Lord. You know, what's wrong with being a slave to your man? And a man that has your best interests at heart, because you don't know what you want, you know, at the end of the day. That's why, like I said, it's just best for you to just be quiet, sit down somewhere, and just shut the fuck up, man. You know, and subject yourself to a man of the Lord. You know, he's going to take care of you. He's going to look out. You don't know what you want. Nothing will never be good enough for you. You can never have enough. So the whole happy wife, happy life, man, that shit it's all bullshit. And every brother has their saying. My saying is, hey, if he wins, everyone wins, you know. If he wins, you win. All right. If he wins, everybody wins, you know. Ain't no happy wife, happy life. That hasn't gotten anywhere. You know, that hasn't done anything for anyone. All right. But destroy homes, destroy marriages, all right, and so on and so forth, you know, the curses, you see. But like I said, man, this can be broken down a million, one ways, you know, and, you know, we understand that, you know, a woman, she's gonna not truly understand the concept until all hell's break loose. Because, you know, we could touch, you know, do these videos touching this topic, you know, every day, but it's not going to click. It's not going to make sense until all hell breaks loose. And that's when it's going to click for these women, you know. So, Lord, one of this is edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh, Shai, Shalom, to you, hopefully elect.